Have you ever stood in the quiet of your home, feeling the weight of years in your bones, the stairs a little steeper, the rooms a little emptier, and wondered what's next? Maybe your hands tremble when you pour your coffee, or the garden feels like a stranger now, and someone's whispered, it's time to leave it all behind for a nursing home. But what if that's not the only path? What if the life you've built, the laughter in these walls, the love in every corner, doesn't have to fade into a sterile room on someone else's schedule? In this video, we're pulling back the curtain on nursing homes, their hidden costs, and the vibrant alternatives that let you stay where your heart beats strongest. Keep watching until the end, because by then you'll uncover 8 powerful ways to rewrite your golden years, not just survive them. The choice you make could change everything. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video. You can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know so I can make a better video for you. Now, let's get started. 1. Face the truth about nursing homes. It's not always the haven you imagine. Let's pull back the curtain and stare at the unvarnished reality. Nursing homes market themselves as sanctuaries, places where care flows freely, safety is guaranteed, and your golden years unfold with dignity. The brochures glow with smiling seniors playing bingo or sipping tea in sunlit rooms. But step inside, and the picture shifts. Too often, the promise cracks under the weight of a harsher truth. Understaffing is the silent crisis gnawing at the system. Picture this: one caregiver, blurry-eyed and overstretched, responsible for 15 or 20 residents. They're not cold-hearted. They're human, drowning in a sea of need. A call button pressed in desperation might buzz unanswered for 20 minutes, not out of neglect, but because someone else's emergency stole the moment. Medications are dispensed on a rigid schedule, a pill cup thrust into your hand, whether your stomach's ready or not. Meals roll in on a rattling cart at 7:30 a.m., congealed oatmeal or a lukewarm slab of meatloaf, whether you're hungry or still dreaming. Lights out at 9 p.m. Even if you've spent decades reveling in late-night books or quiet stargazing, the rhythm of your life, the little freedoms you took for granted, erased, replaced by a timetable you didn't sign up for. And then there's the loneliness, a slow, creeping fog that settles into your bones. At first, visitors come, children, grandchildren, staring at faded wallpaper or a TV droning in the corner. It's canned laughter, a mocking echo of the life you once knew. You become a name on a chart, a room number, a set of needs to be checked off a list. The staff might smile, might even know your favorite song, but they're sprinting to the next bed before the notes fade. Before you sign over your deed or pack your memories into boxes, pause. Look hard at the trade-off. Is this sterile, clockwork existence the final chapter you want to write? Is it worth surrendering your independence for a promise that might not hold? Dig deeper. Ask questions. Visit unannounced. Listen to the quiet stories of those already there. The truth isn't always in the glossy pamphlet. 2. Hold tight to your home. It's more than just a house. Your home isn't just brick and mortar, a roof to keep out the rain. It's a living, breathing archive of your soul. Step into the kitchen. There's the scorch mark on the counter from the time you burned the toast but nailed the roast, filling the air with triumph and time. The living room floor creaks underfoot, each groove a memory of kids racing in from the yard or a dog chasing its tail. Out on the porch, you can still feel the ghost of a sunset. Those evenings when you sat with someone you loved, coffee cooling in your hands as the sky bled orange and pink. Every corner holds a piece of you. The dent in the wall from a clumsy chair. The garden where you battled weeds and won. The window where you watched snow fall and felt the world hush. Leaving it isn't just a move, it's an uprooting, a wrenching farewell to the person you've been. Research backs this up. Studies from gerontology journals show that forcing the elderly out of familiar spaces can ignite a cascade of struggles. Depression creeps in as you mourn the loss of control. Anxiety spikes as you fumble to navigate a new layout. Where's the light switch? Which drawer holds the spoons? Even memory can fray as your brain scrambles to anchor itself without the landmarks it's known for decades. Packing up feels like dismantling your identity, one box at a time. The armchair that cradled you through late-night worries, too big to fit in the new space. The rose bush you nursed through drought, left behind for someone else to neglect. Each item you can't take is a thread pulled from the tapestry of your life. But here's the kicker. You don't have to let go, not yet. With a little ingenuity, a few helping hands, maybe some rails on the stairs, or a neighbor check-in, you can stay where your roots run deep. Home isn't just comfort, it's a lifeline. Studies show older adults who age in place live longer, laugh more, and hold tighter to their sense of self. Why trade that for a sterile room and a stranger's schedule? Your home is your fortress, your museum, your heartbeat. Fight to keep it. You've earned that much. If you're still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you're still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 3. Protect your health. Home might be the safest place. Let's confront an uncomfortable truth that too often lingers in the shadows of polite conversation. Nursing homes marketed as havens of care and comfort can sometimes exact a steep toll on your well-being, one that goes far beyond the loss of independence. The threats are real, insidious, and multifaceted. Start with the invisible enemies. Infections like pneumonia, methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, MRSA, urinary tract infections, and even the common flu don't just occasionally infiltrate these facilities, they flourish there. Shared dining rooms, crowded corridors, and overtaxed staff create a perfect storm for pathogens to spread, especially among residents whose immune systems are already fraying with age. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, reports that healthcare-associated infections affect roughly 1 in every 31 hospitalized patients. And nursing homes often mirror these grim statistics, with outbreaks that can turn a temporary stay into a life-threatening ordeal. But the danger isn't limited to microbes. There's a quieter, more pervasive thief at work: inactivity. In a nursing home, the rhythm of daily life, shuffling to the kitchen to brew coffee, bending to pull weeds from a flower bed, or standing at the sink to rinse a plate, grinds to a halt. Instead, you're often relegated to a chair or bed, your days dictated by someone else's schedule. Those small, unremarkable tasks that once kept your joints limber and your blood flowing are replaced by sedentary hours that erode muscle mass and sap energy. Research bears this out starkly. A 2019 study published in The Lancet Public Health found that elderly individuals in institutional care settings experienced a 20% faster decline in physical function compared to those living independently at home, even when starting from similar health baselines. The mind suffers too, without the stimulation of a familiar routine or the freedom to choose your next move. Cognitive decline accelerates as purpose and engagement slip away. Contrast that with home, where the stakes shift in your favor. At home, you're not just another body in a system. You're the architect of your days. Sure, the risks don't vanish entirely. A slick floor or a dim hallway can still trip you up, but you're in the driver's seat, able to mitigate those hazards with intention. Consider the data. A 2021 report from the National Institute on Aging highlighted that seniors aging in place, surrounded by familiarity and autonomy, reported lower rates of depression and maintained physical capabilities longer than their peers in care facilities. Why? Because home isn't just a shelter, it's a lifeline. You can shuffle to the porch to breathe fresh air, tend a potted herb on the windowsill, or flip through a photo album that sparks a memory. These aren't luxuries. They're the threads that stitch together a life worth living. Turning your home into a stronghold doesn't require a miracle. It takes practical, thoughtful steps. Picture a HEPA air purifier humming in the corner, scrubbing the air of dust and germs. Imagine a decluttered living room, free of rogue extension cords or teetering stacks of magazines that could send you sprawling. Add a weekly visit from a friend or a daily call from a family member. and the isolation that haunts institutional life fades. Home becomes more than a refuge from the outside world. It's a bulwark against the slow decay that nursing homes, despite their intentions, can hasten. Here, you're not just safer from the physical threats. You're shielded from the soul-crushing monotony that can dim the light in your eyes. You're free to live fully and fiercely in a space that echoes with your history and hums with your presence. 4. Age in place with purpose. Small changes, big impact. Aging in place isn't a sentimental rebellion against the march of time. It's a deliberate, empowering strategy to claim the years ahead on your terms. This isn't about proving you can still wrestle with a stubborn jar lid or haul firewood like you did at 40. It's about crafting a life where your environment bends to your needs, not the other way around. Imagine your home evolving with you. Sturdy grab bars, powder-coated in a color that matches your bathroom tiles. Stand ready to steady a wobbly moment without screaming infirmity. A stair lift, its motor purring like a contented cat, glides you effortlessly to the second floor, transforming a steep staircase from a daily gauntlet into a minor footnote. Brighter lights, perhaps soft glow LEDs tucked into fixtures you've owned for decades, illuminate every corner, banishing the shadows that once hid a curled rug edge or a misplaced slipper. These aren't symbols of surrender. They're tools of resilience, reinforcing the sanctuary you've built over a lifetime. The magic lies in the details, the small pivots that yield outsized rewards. Picture a medical alert bracelet, its slim band resting lightly on your wrist, not a clunky hospital tag, but a discreet lifeline that connects you to help with a single tap. Whether it's a twisted ankle or a sudden chest pain, technology steps up as a quiet partner. A voice-activated assistant perched on your nightstand, ready to dial your daughter, adjust the thermostat, or remind you to take your blood pressure meds before breakfast. Smart sensors could line your hallways, flicking on lights as you pad to the kitchen for a midnight glass of water, ensuring every step is sure. A video doorbell lets you screen visitors from your armchair, while a meal delivery service drops off a hearty stew on days when cooking feels like a bridge too far. These aren't just gadgets. They're extensions of your will, amplifying your ability to stay rooted where you belong. Aging in place doesn't mean going it alone. It's about orchestrating a chorus of support that harmonizes with your rhythm. Maybe a home health aide pops in twice a week to tackle the laundry or check your vitals. Their presence a comfort rather than an intrusion. Perhaps a neighbor agrees to shovel the walkway after a snowstorm, or a grandkid swings by to swap stories over a plate of cookies. You might lean on a local senior center for a ride to the doctor or schedule a grocery drop-off, so your pantry stays stocked without a trek to the store. The key is agency. You decide who crosses your threshold when they arrive and what they bring to the table. This approach isn't blind optimism. It's grounded in evidence. A 2022 AARP survey found that 77% of adults over 50 wanted to remain in their homes as they aged, and those who did reported higher life satisfaction than those in assisted living. Why? Because home isn't just a physical space. It's a repository of meaning. From the dent in the wall where your son once swung a bat to the creak of the floorboard you've never bothered to fix. With purposeful tweaks, some as simple as a non-slip mat, others as sophisticated as a Wi-Fi-enabled pill dispenser, your home doesn't just accommodate you. It champions you. It's not about resisting change. It's about shaping it, ensuring that the place you've poured your life into continues to carry you forward with dignity, comfort, and a stubborn spark of independence. 5. Build your team. Support doesn't mean surrender. Aging in place isn't about locking yourself in a bubble of rugged individualism, pretending you don't need a soul to lean on. It's about assembling a crew, a hand-picked team of allies who help you stay exactly where you want to be, your home. This isn't about waving a white flag or letting someone else take the wheel. It's about designing a support system that's as unique as your fingerprint. Imagine a caregiver swinging by 3 mornings a week, say Monday, Wednesday, Friday, for 3 hours each at $20 to $25 an hour, depending on your area. That's $60 to $75 a week, or roughly $3,120 to $3,900 a year. What do? They might simmer a pot of chili with your favorite recipe, vacuum the living room rug you've had since '78, or scrub the bathtub so you don't have to bend over with that tricky back. Maybe they just pull up a chair, pour some tea, and listen to you reminisce about the time you outsmarted the boss at your old job. That's not a handout. It's a human connection. Then there's the next tier, home health aides. These aren't just warm bodies. They're trained professionals who can roll in with a medical bag and a clipboard. Picture them checking your blood sugar, swapping out a bandage on a stubborn wound, or walking you through those leg stretches the doctor ordered after your knee surgery, all in your own den, with your cat napping on the couch. Costs here might run $25 to $35 an hour. Say, 2 visits a week at 2 hours each, totaling $200 to $280 monthly, or $2,400 to $3,360 a year. It's precise. Practical help tailored to your health needs, not a one-size-fits-all hospital ward. But don't stop there. Your team's already bigger than you might think. Your sister could drop by every Thursday with a loaf of her famous banana bread and a stack of gossip magazines. Your old fishing buddy might swing over on Saturdays to tinker with that squeaky porch step or drive you to the hardware store for light bulbs. The teenager next door could rake leaves or haul groceries up the stairs for $10 a pop. Call it $40 a month. These aren't favors you beg for. They're roles you assign, threads in a safety net you weave yourself. The evidence backs this up. AARP's research shows that seniors who age in place with a support network, formal or informal, score higher on every metric that matters: physical health, mental sharpness, and emotional well-being. A 2022 study they cited found 78% of supported home dwellers reported feeling satisfied or very satisfied with life, compared to 62% in assisted living. Loneliness drops too. Those weekly chats or quick check-ins cut isolation by half, according to the National Institute on Aging. Why does it work? Because it's not about being a burden or losing your edge. It's about staying rooted in a community that knows you as the guy who grills the best burgers, not just resident 12B. You're not surrendering control. You're sharing it with people who see your quirks, your history, your worth, not just the gray in your hair or the cane by the door. Think of yourself as the conductor of an orchestra. You call the tune, and your team plays the notes. If you're still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you're still with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 6. Save a nest egg. Nursing homes can drain it dry. Let's talk money, cold, hard cash. Because when it comes to aging, the numbers can hit you like a freight train. Nursing homes aren't just pricey. They're a financial black hole that can suck your life's work dry faster than you can say retirement. The bill depends on where you live and what you need. But brace yourself. Costs range from $4,000 to $12,000 a month. In a small-town facility with basic care, you might pay $4,000 a month or $48,000 a year. In a big city or a fancier joint with memory care or physical therapy, you're staring at $12,000 monthly or $144,000 annually. Stay 3 years, the average for many, and that's $144,000 to $432,000. 5 years, which isn't rare for chronic conditions like dementia, and you're at $240,000 to $720,000, and that's conservative with inflation at 3% a year. Add extras like medications, $200 a month. A private room, $1,000 more monthly, or specialized diets, and you could easily top $800,000 over half a decade. Genworth's 2023 cost of care survey pegs the national median at $8. $669 a month for a semi-private room, $110 for $28 a year, and that's just the baseline. Who's footing this bill? Not Medicare, not for long. It covers skilled nursing for up to 100 days after a 3-day hospital stay. Think rehab after a hip replacement, but only if you're improving. For long-term custodial care, you're out of luck. Medicaid is the safety net, but it's a brutal one. You got to spend down nearly everything first. Your 401k, your savings, even the equity in your house in most states. Picture this. You sell the home where you raised your kids, the one with the oak tree they climbed, to bankroll a 10 by 12 room with linoleum floors, a shared bathroom, and a stranger snoring 3 feet away. Your spouse might get to keep half your assets and a modest income, but the rest? Gone. For what? A rigid schedule, breakfast at 7 a.m., lights out at 9 p.m., and a life you didn't sign up for. Now, flip the script. Aging in place. Spend $5,000 once to retrofit your house. Grab bars by the toilet, $50 each. A ramp for the front steps, $2,000. Motion sensor lights in the hallway, $100 a pack. A walk-in shower, $2,500. Hire a caregiver part-time, 10 hours a week at $25 an hour, $250 weekly, $13,000 a year. Need a nurse? One visit a week at $50 to $75 each, $600 to $3. $900 annually. A handyman for odd jobs, leaky faucets, snow removal, $200 a month, $2,400 a year. Or move in with your daughter. She's got a guest room. You chip in $300 a month for utilities and groceries, and you're set. Total it up, $15,000 to $20,000 a year max, versus $100,000 plus in a facility. And you're not just saving cash, you're preserving your world. Wake up to birds chirping outside your window, not a nurse's intercom. Sip coffee from your chipped mug, not a plastic tray. Flip through photo albums with your grandkids on the couch instead of waiting for visiting hours. The U.S. Census says 90% of seniors want to stay home because it's not just cheaper. It's richer in everything that matters. Dignity, freedom, and a messy, beautiful ties of family and memory. Nursing homes drain your wallet. Staying home fills your life. 7. Guard your spirit. Stay the author of your story. There's a vitality, a subtle fire, in the seemingly mundane choices that stitch together your days. Picture it. You wake up to the soft hum of morning, and it's your call whether to shuffle to the kitchen and brew a pot of dark, aromatic coffee, steam curling up as you inhale its bitterness, or to bypass it entirely for a glass of cold water and a slice of toast with jam. You step onto the porch, pruning shears in hand, and decide which roses need a snip, the scent of earth and petals grounding you as the sun warms your shoulders. Inside, the cat nudges your ankle, and you choose whether to fill its bowl now or let it wait while you sink into an armchair with a dog-eared photo album, flipping through snapshots of birthdays, vacations, and quieter moments that only you can narrate. These aren't just routines. They're the brush strokes of a life you've painted over decades, a story where you wield the artist's tools. Now imagine that canvas being handed off in a nursing home. The brush isn't yours anymore. Someone else picks the colors. Breakfast is oatmeal at 7 a.m., even if you've always craved eggs over easy or prefer to sleep in. Bedtime is a dictated 9 p.m. Seniors stripped of autonomy often decline not just from physical frailty, but from a deeper wound. Studies link the loss of control to spikes in depression, anxiety, and even accelerated physical decay. Meiselsviken faster, meins folksuner. It's as if the spirit, unmoored from its purpose, begins to drift away. But at home, even with compromises, you remain the storyteller. Maybe you hire a caregiver to help with the heavy lifting, carrying laundry downstairs or scrubbing the bathtub, but you're still the one deciding what's for dinner, even if it's just heating up soup. You nap when the mood strikes, not when a timetable demands it. These acts are more than conveniences. They're lifelines to your identity. Aging isn't a white flag waved in defeat. It's a chance to rewrite the script with ingenuity. Can't reach the top shelf? You buy a grabber tool and keep your favorite mugs in play. Legs shaky on stairs? You install a rail and still climb to your bedroom, your sanctuary. Every choice is a rebellion against a razor, a testament that you're not just enduring, you're thriving. Thank you for your valuable time. 8. Take your time. Don't let fear rush you. Life doesn't always unfold gently. Sometimes it hurls you into moments that rattle your core. Maybe it was a fall, a misstep on a rain-slick patio, The sharp crack of your knee hitting tile followed by a flood of dread and a bruised pride that stings longer than the ache. Or perhaps it was a doctor's visit. And a gust of fear swooped in. Fear can swoop in like a relentless hawk, talons out, pushing you to act before you've even processed the blow. It whispers that a nursing home is the only answer. That safety demands surrender. That you should sign away your home and your rhythm before you're ready. But here's the counterpoint. You don't have to let fear write your next chapter. Stop. Take a deep breath. Feel the air fill your lungs. Steady your pulse. This is your life, a tapestry of years you've woven with grit and grace. And it's worth more than a knee-jerk reaction. Start by seeking voices you trust. Sit down with your doctor, not just to hear, but to question. Understand what's urgent versus what's precaution. Call a social worker who knows the landscape, someone who can map out home care options or point you to local programs like meal deliveries or subsidized wheelchair ramps. Meet with a financial advisor to crunch numbers. Could a grant cover a caregiver's hours? Could ride services keep you mobile without a car? Then scour the possibilities yourself. Browse online for senior support networks. Read up on adaptive tools like stair lifts or voice-activated lights that could keep your home yours. But beyond the practical, listen inward. What does your gut say when the panic quiets? Maybe it's telling you that a living aid feels right, or that a smaller house could work, or that you're not ready to leave the walls where your grandkids' heights are penciled on the doorframe. A choice made in haste can lock you into a life that doesn't fit. Corridors of fluorescent lights and shared rooms instead of your sunlit kitchen. But a decision carved out with care, step by deliberate step, can open doors you didn't see. The freedom to age where you're rooted, surrounded by the echoes of your own history. You've earned more than the right to settle. You've earned the right to shape what comes next, to take the time that fear wants to steal. As we close this journey together, take a moment to breathe and look around you. Your home, your life, it's still yours to shape, no matter your age. Aging isn't the end of your story. It's a chance to write a chapter brimming with purpose, dignity, and choice. So what have you learned so far? Maybe it's the hidden struggles of nursing homes, the power of staying in control, or the small steps that can keep you thriving right where you are. I'd love to hear from you. Please comment below with one thing you've learned today.